Hello, grade 8 learner. Welcome again to another mathematics lesson. For this video lesson, we will be learning about the definition of a linear function. This is based on the K-12 curriculum learning competency. The learner illustrates a linear function. It's another great day to learn, so grab your pen, paper, and module as you start watching and learning from this video lesson. Happy learning! Refer to your Quarter 2, Module 4 entitled Linear Functions for this lesson. Let us study an example. We will determine whether each equation is a linear function or not. We do that by first observing the forms of the equations that are given. Let us process what we know. To check if an equation is a linear function, we look at the definition of a linear function. It is usually described by an equation in the form y is equal to mx plus b, but is usually written in the form f of x is equal to mx plus b, where m and b represent real numbers and that the exponent of x is 1. Let us solve. To say that the equation g of x is equal to negative 2x is a linear function, we check if it follows the form f of x is equal to mx plus b. The given equation begins with the function notation g of x. Take note here that aside from f, you can use other letters to represent your function. The equation is equal to negative 2x, which follows mx in the pattern. Finally, we have the value of b, which can be represented by 0. Looking at the equation, we can conclude that since m, or the slope, is equal to negative 2, b, or the y-intercept, is 0, and the exponent of the variable x is 1, then the equation follows the form f of x is equal to mx plus b. Next, we check h of x is equal to 7. The equation begins with the notation or symbol h of x. The equation may not have an expression to match mx in our pattern, but we can fill that in with 0x, which does not change the equation since 0 times x is still 0. Finally, we have the value of b, which is 7. Looking at the equation, we can identify the values of m and b, which are 0 and 7, and that the exponent of x is 1. Therefore, we can say that the equation follows the form f of x equal to mx plus b. Finally, we take a look at the third equation we are given. The equation begins with the notation f of x. However, we can already see in the expression it is equal to that there is a term which has an exponent more than 1. Therefore, this equation does not follow the form f of x equal to mx plus b. Let us state our conclusions to our given problem. From our analysis, we found out that g of x equal to negative 2x is a function. The equation h of x equal to 7 is also a function. However, f of x equal to 4x cubed minus 5x is not a function since one of the terms has an exponent for x which is greater than 1. Congratulations for finishing this video lesson. Now apply what you have learned because, to quote the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, the doer alone learneth. We'll see you again in our next video lesson.